Hello and welcome. Today we're looking at yet another Zombie Survivors. I've actually played this before, but we're actually looking at the update, which is a new map. There's new items and supposedly well, not supposedly, there's all kinds of new stuff. So first, real quick, as always, let's go over the out-of-game roguelite stuff. If it's kind of your usual stuff, money, armor, speed, regen, all that stuff. Getting regen is really nice. That's like probably the hardest one is just May getting down to that one. When you start out though, I definitely would say like grab the collect more money and grab the collect more experience points first. Those two things are gonna make you go so much faster because it'll increase the rate of the money will increase the rate at which you can buy new upgrades. So any good upgrades? How about that one? My cat is meowing in the background. Yeah, let's take that one. All right, so outside of that, the other out of game one is this. You'll see it's rank 3 here. I've got all of them at rank 3 right now. I've actually had that before this. And that you start out at rank 1 and you unlock this for rank 2, and that is upgrades for your main weapon. 2 different possible upgrades. You could pick one during each run. So sometimes you might go with the assault rifle, sometimes you might go with a sniper, depending on what you're doing, what kind of party of survivors you're planning. All right, and that is to unlock those. You get kills with them as your squad, your main squad member. So the person you first start on. So we're gonna start with him. I've already been on this map, like as you can see, 5 times already. Like I have had so many phone calls trying to record this. It's crazy. I don't understand why everybody wants to talk to me today. Anyhow, we're going to the Vile Wasteland. That is the upgrade, and hopefully we will be able to survive up to 20 minutes. We'll probably only stay in here for about 10 or 15. I don't want to make it too long. The timer's 20 minutes. When the 20 minutes is up, you win. That's how you win the run, is just surviving the 20 minutes. And then the day comes and it melts all the zombies away. It's an interesting way to do it. I wonder if they'll change that at some point. All right, so basically it's your normal survivor type game. This has got a really nice 3D models and everything. It looks really good. That is one thing I really want to note on that. This is his new thing, Ricochet. And we can now have bullets ricochet, which is cool. When you first start, if you can if you feel comfortable doing it, one of the things I recommend doing is kind of getting close to the mobs and letting big old bunches come in there. And the reason for that is because you're going to get your experience faster. And in the beginning here, if you can upgrade anything to do with your main firearm, so that's also why I'm doing Ricochet here, it's going to give you a little edge in the beginning of the game, because by focusing super hard on the firearm, you're going to get to the point where you can kill most of these things in 1 to 2 shots. And if you can kill them in 1 to 2 shots, that means that you can pretty much move across the map at full speed. If you don't have very many gun upgrades, you can't really move that fast because it takes you a while to kill things. And you can only in these types of games, you can really only move as fast as you can kill things, because if they're surrounding you, you need to make a hole to walk through. And we're about to have an SOS and a supply drop coming here in a moment. But staying near them like this, which is kind of dangerous, but the reason to stay near them is you get no travel time on your weapon. Oh, there's our supply drop. That's the yellow one. And there'll be a green arrow. Oop, I ran into that, man. There's some new mobs in here. The spiders are new. They're very cool. These little skinless running dudes are skinless and running. They threw me off the first time. I was like, wait, what is that? Does that thing have no skin? Let's get some armor. Shall we get some armor? Or life steal chance? Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go with the true vampire survivor. So, green one. The green arrow is your survivor. That's an SOS, and that means you can recruit someone into your squad until you have 3 people total. So we have 1 right now, and I'm going to take the engineer. I like him. He has a taser. It makes electric things. All right. Now we have 2 people, and we have to I try to once I get the second person, I try to get their gun up a little bit, but I also try to start getting at least the first point in most of these. So cooldown 40, 40, 20, we'll go with that for now. Anything that's sort of out more now is kind of preferable. Because if it's out right now, we can, you know, actually have it work. All right. SMG. We still want to kind of put a lot of points into the guns, like probably like at a 2-to-1 ratio, depending on what, of course, they give you during your screen. That just kind of, like I said, it kind of keeps you ahead, so you can move through a crowd, and if I got to go across the map, which you will be doing for the survivors and the supply drops all the time, you kind of need that front-facing damage to be pretty good. There's a lot of abilities that are excellent. In fact, all of them are. And you're going to get a ton out of them in the end. By the end of the game, probably about halfway through, your guns start struggling a little bit. But by that time, oh, there's our next supply drop. Those are on a timer. So one of the reasons I mentioned, how fast you can move is since these are on a timer that seems to reset as fast as you pick it up. So to get it, oh, hey, this right here, I like that. It tells you when the Horde is gaining new abilities or new types of people. When I was saying you can only move as fast as you can kill things, the reason I mentioned that is because these are on a timer. And when I pick this up, that's when its timer starts. Coffee. Not right now, kitten. Yes, I know. I know you're there. Thank you. Yes. So, back to here. One of the things you'll note is these down here, you'll see red dots and occasionally blue dots on my screen around the edges. The red ones are for your life pickups and the blue ones are for the magnet pickups. And that kind of just lets you know where to go. All right, we are at full ricochet. I'm going to face tank that little bit of damage there because I want to get to this other survivor here real quick. Because we are just about losing the ability. Okay. Tank. Alright. There we go. Now we have a shotgun, a taser, and a SMG at the moment? Yeah. I'm still an SMG, I'm pretty sure. So, this is kind of the basics of the game. Is just, at that point, doing your normal survivor-style game things and trying not to get hit. One thing I will say on this one versus a lot of them, you'll notice that I make no effort to pick up all of the stuff on the ground. And that maybe sometimes I might run over and pick up some stuff just because I know there's a little bit of like extra, like the bigger size gems over there. But for the most part, you are going to get so many vacuums. The little vacuum suck everything in drops that you don't have to concentrate on picking up those at all, really, outside of the very beginning of the game. And you can just kind of run around and go from supply drop to supply drop and survivor to survivor, and generally just do, whatever you want to do at the time. Ability cooldown timer and weapon cooldown. Sheesh, that's nice. A lot of times you will get, I think, unless it's drastically changed, in most games, I would get so many of them that towards the end, all the XP would be vacuumed into me, and it still wouldn't even come close to being a single level. All right, so his first upgrade is a Tesla gun, which is kind of nice. Now we have more electricity. All right. Thankfully, I do have a little bit of health regen, just simply because of the out of run upgrades. What happens this day? With all those calls, it's just been so frustrating. So, just not on my best game. I apologize. Yes, kitten. I am aware that you are there. And the audience is as well. She's so adorable. She's also very, very, very lonely today for some reason. She just wants to be next to me the whole time. This game is actually really fun, and one of the reasons that I do like it as a survivor game is I do like the squad-based thing, because each squad member can have 2 different weapons, and Each squad member has a number of different upgrades that you'll probably, over the course of a full game, you'll probably grab all those upgrades. But with just the number at this point, you've got 6 survivors. You can have 3 of them on any given run. That's a lot of replayability just in that. We want to start. I like the bombing trail. Bombing one's real nice. That saw blade on the saw blade drone on, I can't remember which one it was. That saw blade drone when you're first starting out is super, super good because it does that flying one, and there's 5 of them on it when it's all the way up, and it'll actually kill a lot of zombies before they even come close to you. So when you're starting to rank up, that guy's definitely really good to bring with you because that saw blade can get you out of all kinds of trouble until late game where it kind of falls off a little. But that's okay. We'll go with the teddy bear. We like teddy bears. Luck. And funny thing, it used to be labeled happiness. I kind of liked it better as happiness. Although I was equally confused as everyone else, which is why they changed it. I like the red one. If you see the red arrow like we did here, that is an indicator of a boss. It could be somebody like this guy who's a giant bloated mummy. All the way to there's one guy that looks like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's the guys behind this game. They've been very creative on it. They actually have some really nice. I like the art assets. I like the 3D. The game itself feels smooth. In this case, some Survivor style games have dodges and some don't, and this one doesn't. And I kind of like that. I kind of like in this one that you're hard locked into needing survivability as well as just damage, because a lot of them you get to that whole just damage and it's fine. But in this one, you need to think about your survivability too, because if you don't have enough hit point regen for that time that you get winged, you're suddenly down half your life later in the game where they can hit you so hard. These actually become super good at different times. Like, it is a very fun game. It's also very challenging. It is a little bit of a slow starter. Oh, there was the blue. So that is one of the magnet pickups that I was talking about, which are, they're normal. If you've played a Survivor game, you know what they are. But if you haven't, you'll get to see one right now. And it gives you the location on your heals and those, and that's really good because, then you know where to go to make sure you get that. And since they are marked on your screen, there's another one up there. They're marked on your screen, you know where to go to get them, and as well as that, like I said, you don't have to stress out over picking up every single little thing. So let's go with, we should just max out this. Get all the saw blades. That's all we need is saw blades. So we've been going for about 13 minutes here. We're about halfway through a run. Mostly because I'm talking at menu parts, but you can see like the blue icons. You're not going to be hurting for the magnet pickups. So like kind of ignoring where the loot is and just focusing on staying alive works really well in this game. And I like that balance because in this game, like I said, without a dodge and without a lot of that stuff, it can be kind of challenging. Well, it is actually, it can be very challenging, especially towards the end. But at the same time, you can also sometimes get it to spiral into just crazy, everything dies around me. Usually I don't get quite that lucky. I like these guys. These guys are all mummies and they're super tough to kill normally when you're not spraying out like all the bullets. When you first see them, they're pretty tough to kill. Right now we've got, like I said, we upgraded. We're less than halfway through and we upgraded our firearms to just do bonkers level damage at this point. So for us, what we have is we have a lot of damage from the firearms, which is helping us take them out. And then as we expand into our abilities, we'll get more and more. They kind of take over towards the end because as the time goes on and the Horde evolves and your damage kind of stops going up. Yep, there's another Horde evolution. we'll see what this one brings, and then we will probably call this one it for the video, and I'll finish this run up and get this edited and hopefully on the internet real soon. This is a really nice update. If you have not played this game, I would definitely say it is worth a look at the very least. If you like survivor style games, I think you'll enjoy it. It is one of the ones that does a little squad based system, and I like the little squad based ones because they do give it quite a bit more replayability. All right, and that was a new boss too. He giant fat mummy. All right, we'll take the Tesla gun. So that is yet another Zombie Survivors. This game's actually really fun. Like I said, if you haven't tried it, it is really fun. And if you enjoy Vampire Survivor style games, you'll probably have a good time on this. The extra squad-based part, plus all the upgrades, and the way that they do the actual characters lends to it a lot of replayability. This was a nice content drop on this 0.3 patch. If you played this game before, I definitely recommend jumping back in now and giving it a go, because some of those new abilities are really cool. And I somehow made it through this whole video without anyone calling my phone. Thank God. All right. I hope you have a great day. If you definitely give this a try, I'll have all the links and jazz in the description box down below to every store I can find that it's available on. And if you want to help the channel out, just like, subscribe, any of those YouTube things that make YouTubes go. I hope you have a great day, and I hope I'll see you here for the next one. Have a great day.